Hello? Settle in comfortably, wrap yourself up warmly, and let the gentle whisper of stories carry you into a deep, peaceful sleep. Imagine standing on the vast, snow-swept plains of Sakha, the Republic of Yakutia, during the heart of winter. The very air you breathe is a weapon, a silent, invisible assailant capable of freezing exposed flesh in minutes. This is Oymyakon, the pole of cold, where recorded temperatures plummet to an astonishing minus 71.2 degrees Celsius, minus 96.2 degrees Fahrenheit. For centuries within this extreme environment, the indigenous Sakha people, also known as Yakuts, not only survived but thrived, their lives intricately woven into the unforgiving landscape. Our journey begins in the 17th century, a period marked by the arrival of Russian Cossacks and the earliest documented accounts of Yakut life. The Yakuts were, and largely remain, a Turkic people, distinct in language and culture from the surrounding Tungusic groups. Their survival hinged on a profound understanding of their brutal environment and an ingenious adaptation of their nomadic pastoralist lifestyle. Unlike many northern peoples who relied solely on hunting, the Yakuts primarily herded the hardy Yakutian horse and a specific breed of cattle, both remarkably resilient to the extreme cold. These animals were not merely livestock. They were the cornerstone of Yakut existence, providing meat, milk, hide for clothing and shelter, and even transportation across the frozen expanses. The strategic placement of winter settlements, often in river valleys or depressions protected from the relentless winds, was crucial. Archaeological evidence, such as excavations along the Lena River, reveals semi-subterranean dwellings known as balagans and urices. These structures, insulated with layers of earth and snow, often housed both families and their most valued animals, a shared warmth strategy that ensured mutual survival. The ethnographic research of figures like W.G. Bogoris in the late 19th and early 20th centuries meticulously documented these practices, highlighting the community-centric approach to combating the cold. Every aspect of their existence, from their diet, rich in animal fats and protein, to the layered fur clothing, tonu and burqas, meticulously crafted to trap body heat, was a testament to their unparalleled adaptation to life at the Earth's thermal extreme. How did hunting fit into this intricate web of survival? And what secrets did the frozen wilderness hold for these incredible people? Beyond the herds, another vital resource sustained the Sakha, the bounty of the taiga. While primarily pastoralists, hunting played a crucial supplementary role, particularly for essential furs, specific protein sources, and valuable trade goods. The whispering taiga, a vast boreal forest stretching across much of Yakutia, was a silent, lethal hunting ground where skill and knowledge meant the difference between sustenance and starvation. The Yakut hunter's toolkit was a testament to ingenious adaptation. Traditional bows, often reinforced with bone or horn to withstand the extreme cold, were used, alongside sophisticated traps designed to minimize human exposure. Snares crafted from horsehair or strong sinew targeted smaller game like hares, ptarmigan, and woodland birds, providing quick, accessible protein. Larger, more robust traps, often camouflaged and strategically placed along animal trails, were set for valuable fur-bearers such as sable, ermine, and fox. These furs were not only vital for insulation against the minus 70 degrees Celsius temperatures, but also formed the backbone of a sophisticated trade network, exchanging with Russian merchants for iron tools, gunpowder, and other necessities. The art of tracking in deep snow and identifying subtle disturbances in the frozen landscape was paramount. Hunters developed an intimate understanding of animal behavior throughout the seasons, knowing where moose would browse for willow shoots or where wild reindeer might seek shelter from blizzards. This ecological knowledge, passed down through generations, was not merely observational. It was symbiotic, reflecting a deep respect for the land and its creatures. Even the highly prized sable, known for its elusive nature and valuable pelt, was systematically hunted with a combination of patience and precise trap placement. Historical records from the 18th century detail the quotas of furs exacted as yasak, tribute, by the Russian Empire, underscoring the economic significance of Yakut hunting prowess. This supplementary hunting provided critical resources, bolstering the resilience of the Saka against the brutal climate and establishing their intricate connection to the vast northern wilderness. So, how did they navigate this frozen labyrinth when moving between hunting grounds and settlements? The journey through Yakutia's frozen labyrinth demanded ingenious solutions for warmth and sustenance, especially during extended hunting expeditions. Far from their permanent dwellings, the Yakut hunter's life hinged on mastering the art of creating warmth in an instant, their very survival often dependent on fire. In temperatures that could extinguish breath itself, the fire was not merely a source of heat, it was a pulsating heart against the unrelenting cold, a sacred entity in the vast, unforgiving wilderness. Starting a fire in -70 degrees Celsius presented unique challenges. Standard tinder materials, if exposed, would instantly freeze, becoming brittle and useless. The Yakut hunters carried carefully dried birch bark, renowned for its flammability even when damp, stored in sealed waterproof pouches. Fat-rich kindling such as slivers of dried animal fat or resinous pine splinters provided a sustained intense flame crucial for igniting larger frozen logs. Flint and steel, often accompanied by chaga mushroom tinder, a slow-burning punk-like fungus, were the primary ignition tools for centuries before modern matches. This precise methodology ensured that, even on the coldest days, a life-saving blaze could be conjured within minutes. Beyond mere ignition, the management of fire in such extreme conditions was an art form. Fires were often built in shallow pits to conserve heat, or against reflective snow walls. They were not left to burn unchecked. Rather, they were carefully tended, with wood added steadily to maintain a consistent warmth without excessive smoke, which could attract unwanted attention or suffocate those sheltering nearby. The warmth provided by these fires allowed for crucial rest, for drying damp clothing, and for cooking the day's catch, transforming raw meat into life-sustaining nourishment. Without fire, the deep taiga would have remained an impenetrable, fatal barrier, rendering any hunting expedition impossible. It was the mobile hearth, the center of every temporary camp, connecting disparate hunting grounds into a network of survivable spaces. With fire ensuring their short-term survival, how did hunters sustain themselves over days and weeks in such extreme isolation? As twilight descended over the frozen taiga, plunging temperatures to their most lethal, the Yakut hunter transitioned from active pursuit to defensive survival. The challenge was no longer to find prey, but to endure the long, brutal night. Surviving these hours, often lasting 18 to 20 hours in midwinter, required meticulous preparation and an unwavering vigilance. a sentinel's vigil against the encroaching cold. Shelter construction was immediate and critical. A simple lean-to of spruce boughs, often augmented with snow walls, would deflect wind and trap precious metabolic heat. For longer stays, snow caves or dugouts offered superior insulation, leveraging snow's natural property as an excellent insulator, R value of approximately 1 per inch or 0.05 to 0.07 watts per meter Kelvin conductivity. These temporary shelters were strategically chosen to offer protection from prevailing winds, often nestled at the base of large trees or within dense thickets. Inside, a thick bed of spruce or pine boughs provided a crucial thermal barrier against the frozen ground, minimizing conductive heat loss. Sleep, however, was not a simple act of rest. Throughout the night, hunters would periodically rouse themselves, often hourly, to stoke the fire and monitor their surroundings. This wasn't merely about comfort, it was a matter of life and death, preventing hypothermia from setting in and warding off opportunistic predators like wolves or wolverines, which, though scarce, were a constant threat to unattended camps or stored meat. Clothing, meticulously layered furs remained on, serving as crucial insulation even during attempts at sleep. Expert insights from historical ethnographers like I.S. Gervich highlight the precise material choices: caribou, elk, and horsehide for outer layers, while softer furs like squirrel or sable-lined inner garments, leveraging their superior warmth-to-weight ratio. The body, constantly metabolizing fat and protein from the day's sustenance, became a furnace, its output maximized by carefully managed layers and a well-tended fire. This continuous battle against the cold, punctuated by brief precious moments of warmth, ensured that the hunter lived to see another dawn. But how did they move across such unforgiving terrain, especially when carrying their vital equipment and spoils? The sheer scale of Yakutia's territory, larger than Argentina, demanded sophisticated methods of travel, particularly for hunters venturing deep into the taiga. With a successful hunt often yielding hundreds of kilograms of meat and fur, hauling these resources back to permanent settlements was a logistical challenge of immense proportions in temperatures that could shatter steel. The tracks in the snow tell a story not just of pursuit, but of persistent, intelligent movement. The primary mode of winter transportation for the Yakuts was the remarkable Yakutian horse, a breed perfectly adapted to the harsh environment. These horses possess a dense, shaggy coat and can forage for food even under deep snow, pawing through up to 1 meter to reach moss and pasture. Their compact build and incredible stamina made them ideal for traversing the taiga and frozen rivers. Horses often pulled sledges or narti, crafted from birch or larch, materials chosen for their resilience in extreme cold. These sledges were expertly designed to glide over snow, distributing weight and allowing for heavier loads than a single person could carry. Historical accounts, such as those from the Great Northern Expedition, 1733 to 1743, frequently mention the Yakuts' reliance on their horses for transport, both for themselves and for large quantities of furs and provisions. For areas too rugged or for stealthy approaches, hunters employed specialized skis and snowshoes. Early Yakut skis were often made from a single piece of wood, sometimes covered on the underside with animal hide to improve glide and reduce backslipping on inclines. Snowshoes, broad and light, prevented hunters from sinking into deep powdery snow, conserving vital energy. These tools were not just for speed, They were energy efficiency devices, critical for minimizing exertion in an environment where every calorie burned needed to be replenished. The careful calibration of gear, the innate understanding of the terrain, and the tireless Yakutian horses allowed these hunters to expand their range, exploiting the resources of a vast, frozen wilderness, transforming a landscape of apparent desolation into a network of accessible hunting grounds and trade routes. For the Yakut hunter, the successful pursuit of game was not merely about sustenance. It was a victory against the very elements, culminating in a feast that was both a celebration and a strategic replenishment of vital energy. In a minus 70 degrees Celsius world, every calorie counted, and the meticulous preparation and consumption of food were critical components of survival and cultural identity. The dietary requirements for sustained activity in extreme cold are immense. A person performing moderate activity in such conditions can burn upwards of 5,000 to 6,000 calories per day, significantly higher than temperate climates. The Yakut diet was, therefore, incredibly rich in animal fats and protein. Meat, particularly from horse, moose, elk, and wild reindeer, formed the core. Blood, rich in iron and other nutrients, was often consumed, either fresh or prepared into thick blood sausages, a powerful energy booster. Organ meats were also highly valued, recognizing their concentrated nutritional content, the liver for vitamins, the kidneys for robust flavor and density. Fish from the region's countless frozen rivers and lakes, such as Omul and Muksun, provided essential omega-3 fatty acids, crucial for cellular function and maintaining body temperature. Preparation was often minimal, especially during hunts. Freshly killed meat could be eaten raw, its natural fat content and warmth from recent slaughter providing immediate calories. For more enduring expeditions, meat was often frozen solid, making it easy to store and transport. Back at the camp or settlement, various cooking methods were employed. Meat could be boiled to create nourishing stews or roasted over an open fire. Stroganina, thin slices of frozen raw fish or meat, was a delicacy, seasoned simply with salt and pepper, offering immediate, concentrated nutrition. This high-fat, high-protein diet was not just a preference. It was a physiological necessity, creating a metabolic furnace that allowed the Yakut to generate and retain body heat, turning the bounty of the wild into a direct defense against the merciless cold. The hunter's feast was thus a testament to their resilience, transforming the harsh landscape into a source of life. Survival in minus 70 degrees Celsius was not solely a matter of enduring extreme cold. It was Survival in minus 70 degrees Celsius was not solely a matter of enduring extreme cold. It was fundamentally intertwined with a profound spiritual connection to the land and its unseen forces. For the Yakut hunter, every rustle of the frozen leaves, every shift in the wind, and every animal track was imbued with meaning, reflecting a world alive with spirits that demanded respect, appeasement, and acknowledgement. These echoes of the past were not mere superstitions, but a deeply ingrained belief system that guided their every action in the frozen wilderness. Central to this worldview was ancestor worship and shamanism. The spirits of deceased ancestors, particularly powerful hunters, were believed to watch over their descendants, offering guidance and protection. Before embarking on a hunt, offerings of kumes, fermented mare's milk, or small portions of food were often made at sacred sites, asking for success and safe passage. Shaman figures, known as Oyun, acted as intermediaries between the human and spirit worlds. Their role was critical in times of hardship, illness, or poor hunting, performing rituals and trances to communicate with nature spirits and discern their will. Ethno-historical accounts from figures like Vladimir Yakulson, who conducted extensive fieldwork among indigenous Siberian peoples in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, meticulously document the pervasive nature of these beliefs. The landscape itself was populated by spirits. The master spirit of the forest, Bai Bayanai, was particularly significant for hunters. Successful hunting was not just about skill, it was a gift bestowed by Bai Bayanai, and disrespecting the forest or its creatures could lead to profound misfortune. Hunters would leave small offerings of tobacco or beads at kill sites as a gesture of gratitude and to ensure future success. Even inanimate objects like mountains, rivers, and specific trees possessed their own spirits, ichchi, that required reverence. This spiritual framework instilled a deeply conservative environmental ethic, ensuring resources were not exploited carelessly. It provided psychological resilience, offering explanations for hardship and hope for success in an otherwise incomprehensible and brutally unforgiving world. These ancient beliefs fostered a symbiotic relationship between the Yakuts and their environment, a testament to their enduring connection to the frozen heart of Siberia. While the Yakutian horse was a primary beast of burden for general transport, a different kind of animal partnership emerged for specific, critical tasks: the sled dog. For scouting, lighter loads, rapid communication, and especially for hunting certain types of game, the sled dog, particularly the Yakutian laika, became an indispensable ally, a living, breathing navigational tool and an extension of the hunter's will across the snow-covered expanse. The Yakutian laika is a distinct Arctic breed, known for its incredible endurance, thick double coat, and keen hunting instincts. Unlike the more common Siberian husky, the laika is a multi-purpose dog traditionally used for hunting, herding reindeer, and pulling sleds. Their hardiness is legendary. They can withstand extreme cold with minimal shelter, often curling into tight balls in the snow, using their bushy tails to cover their noses. Genetic studies confirm their ancient lineage, closely related to other primitive Spitz breeds, highlighting thousands of years of adaptation to Arctic conditions. For hunters, a team of laikas offered unmatched agility and speed over treacherous terrain, particularly through dense forests or broken ice where horses might struggle. They were exceptional trackers, their acute sense of smell capable of detecting game long before a human eye could. When hunting bear or large ungulates, Lycus would often be used to corner or distract the animal, allowing the hunter a safer, more accurate shot. As documented by researchers in the Russian Arctic, a well-trained dog team could cover significant distances, often 50 to 70 kilometers in a day, even in deep snow and challenging conditions, making them vital for reaching distant trap lines or recovering downed game. Their contribution went beyond brute strength. Their intelligence, loyalty, and vigilance offered companionship and an early warning system against unseen dangers, from thin ice to predatory wolves. The call of the sled dog, echoing across the silent white landscape, was a profound assurance of partnership in a world where loneliness could be as deadly as the cold. After days, sometimes weeks, battling the relentless cold, the silent taiga, and the ever-present hunger, the ultimate journey for the Yakut hunter, was the return. This was more than just a physical trek back to their settlement. It was a psychological and spiritual passage, a moment of profound relief and triumph, bringing the fruits of their immense labor back to their families. Returning to the light symbolized not only the journey towards warmer shelter, but also a reaffirmation of the human spirit's extraordinary capacity to endure. The sight of the distant village smoke or the familiar outline of their balagan marked the culmination of immense effort. The arduous trip back, often laden with heavy game and valuable furs, demonstrated not only their physical prowess, but also their meticulous planning and resourcefulness. The spoils of the hunt, meat, furs, and fat, were meticulously preserved. Meat was often quickly frozen solid, ensuring its quality for months, a natural deep freeze extending its usability throughout the long winter. Furs, carefully cleaned and stretched, represented wealth and vital insulation for clothing and bedding. These resources sustained the family and community through the harshest months, serving as a tangible reward for confronting and conquering the unforgiving elements. Modern scientific understanding now sheds light on the physiological and psychological adaptations that allowed the Yakut people to thrive. Genetic studies have identified specific gene variants in populations indigenous to Siberia that enhance cold tolerance, influencing metabolism, fat storage, and blood flow. Beyond biology, the deep cultural resilience, the rich spiritual beliefs connecting them to their environment, and the communal support systems were equally crucial. This holistic approach to survival, blending ancient wisdom with practical ingenuity, allowed them to not just exist, but to flourish in a landscape that would defeat most. The legacy of the Yakut hunter is a testament to extraordinary human adaptation, a vivid story etched into the frozen heart of Siberia, reminding us of the incredible potential of humanity when pushed to the absolute limits of endurance.